Ajax stands for, that means Ajax full form is of asynchronous JavaScript and then XML. So what is this XML page? Okay, where we are going to use. So XML is basically used for the backend purpose. Okay, so it will understand. Say this is also one markup language. So that means extensible markup language. Okay, that means, so it's also markup language means it is also understand everything based upon the a text. Okay, that means a text inside a text, or we can say within a tags we have to write some content. So markup language always understand. So it will starts with a tag and then ends with a tag. So inside that you can have a value. Okay, so like that. So XML is built. Okay, so XML is basically built for the backend purpose, or just to reach the server. Okay, so it is a group of interrelated web development techniques. It is not a language. Okay, so Ajax is not a language. It's like a technology which is we are going to use. Okay, so it's already there, right? So XML is there, JavaScript is there. So that's the reason it's not a language to understand anything. Okay, so it is used on the client side to create interactive web applications. Okay, Ajax is about updating parts of a web page without reloading the whole page. So what is this? So whenever you open your web page or anything you have opened YouTube or Google or any web page that you open, what happens there? Only some part of your content going to refresh, or some part of your content in your page should be rendered, but remaining content should be kept as it is. That means when you click on when you go to YouTube or anything as a channel, when you click on some videos, so only particular content should be stagnant, and then means that will be changing. So remaining everything like a footer or something some information, so always your ads should be coming inside the right side or left side. So how they will be managing, because so they will use Ajax for that. Okay, so many big applications Google, YouTube, Facebook, everything, so we're using the Ajax concept. Okay, why? Because so already the contents are topics XML or the JavaScript. You already know. Okay, the only thing that you have to use some request and response concept here. So server based concept. Okay, so and that is the reason. So now everyone will use this Ajax. Ajax uses a combination of HTML, and then CSS to markup and style information. So HTML for markup, CSS for styling. Okay, so now it's part of what is Ajax, asynchronous JavaScript and then XML. So the whole thing is of now Ajax. Okay. Now what is this asynchronous? One which is not waiting for one more response. Okay. In promises we have seen. So it's not going to wait for one more process to complete, or one more uh, method, or one more functions to be worked. Okay. When it is idle, it will go and in search of one more function if it is waiting for him, and then it will complete that particular thing and it will come back. Okay, so that is the reason. So asynchronous JavaScript and then XML, not a standalone alone language or a technology. Okay, it's not a language or it's not a technology to learn. So everything is given to you, and you need to combine and you have to use. So they have saying combines a set of known technologies in order to create faster and more user friendly web pages. And client side technology, and it is a client side technology, makes web pages more responsive by exchanging small amount of data, allows the web pages to change its content without refreshing the whole page, right? So you can change the web page without loading whole entire page. So entire page should be the content should be in the stagnant, and the only thing we wanted to change, that you can change by using Ajax. Web browser technology dependent independent of web server software, right? So always web server or else web browser technology is independent of web server software. So web server is developed in one more way, and then browser technology is now it's like independent, right? Okay, so that's the reason the web server technology independent of web server software. Okay, so this is what at Ajax. Okay, a quick and then easy to learn this Ajax. Okay, if you know already JavaScript, the only thing you wanted to know about this is in the next slide you are going to see what is this thing. Okay, now HTML or XHTML and then CSS for presentation, the document object for dynamic display of an interaction with data, XML for the interchange of data, and XSLT for the manipulation. So XML page can be manipulated by using XSLT. Okay, so these are some pages. Okay, so these are some pages where they will going to understand about the data transmission time, so we'll come to know about this. And then one more important method, so it's not a method, one more important object is of what? XML HTTP request object for asynchronous communication. Okay, so asynchronous communication will be done by XML HTTP request JavaScript to bring these technologies together.